Thank you, Tim, for joining
Thank
us on CGTN.
Yeah.
So looking back on the past week, how does this new role of serving as a jury member at the Beijing International Film Festival compared to your past experiences?
Yeah, I think the most different thing is I need to step out about the creation and seeing what happened. So that I really like to see the movie because everyone is different. But I try to really quiet, open myself to read what is in the director mind and what is the situation of all this camera movement, all the actor and all the storytellings. It's something like that in movies like a dream. If you're dreaming so beautiful and complete, and that is a good movie.
I like the expression, the metaphor. So what qualities do you look for in the film when evaluating it from an artistic perspective in specific?
I think because we're living in the world, we're doing stage, we're writing novel, we're doing literatures, and afterward we come to movie. But movie a little bit influenced by it's more open to public. You have to serve the public interest and to see the whole film. And at that time, it's quite, you have to be quite neutral when you're doing the judges, so that you receive the thing from empty. So I take notes and I do everything for that. Yeah, it's always jumping idea. I write some sentence. Other people don't understand what I'm writing, but later I will keep all this thing together in one place. It's like I'm thinking the world is multiple. I don't believe in when I see the whole film and analyze everything and making an analyzation. I will more believe in the, at that time I catch a moment and I put it in one place, and later I see all this moment and I find that there are a lot of details we are not missing because we mark it down.
Your works are very poetic in my eyes.
Thank you.
And so in your view, how does the role of art play in helping us understand the world and ourselves?
I think it's about communication. I think all the time artists always have that kind of communication, but the way of communication is not like a really physical things. It's something like more insights, emotions, and something that really deep in your heart. And then when you see the movie, they go flowing out with the kind of atmosphere to make you deeply go into that emotions and feeling what is happening. The kind of happening is like it's difficult to say in words, but for the music, for the camera movement, for the acting, you go in more deeply.
Right, to feel the inner world,
Yeah.
right, of oneself.
Yeah.
You have worked, of course, with the world-renowned filmmakers across different cultures. So, as a Chinese artist working in global cinema, what are the biggest challenges and rewards of bringing the Eastern aesthetics to the world?
I think, from my experience, of course, we have done really successful film in the West, so that they recognize me and respect all my work. But still, they are facing the kind of audience. So sometimes I work with the Chinese director. Sometimes we work with the American director. It's facing one thing really interesting. It's about international, how the international looking at Chinese culture. It's like they're doing Indian culture, they're doing Japanese culture. So I was doing something like, because I'm not just doing movie, sometimes even opera. Even like we just finished an opera in Metropolitan in New York. It's about Lohengrin. But I'm pushing my designs with no kind of fixed culture background. But suddenly you can feel the feeling of the Eastern. I have so many experience like that. I think part of them is quite deep into this kind of atmosphere. When I work with really closely to the artists, and then I find that my feeling of Eastern aesthetics is quite, it seems like no boundary. It seems like they understand really deeply and they find that, oh, this This is something that they can feel. So it's quite exciting. My analysis, when you're going, really low level, you will see the difference. When you go in high level, they need something the same, similar. Yeah. Rhythm is really important about culture. How you feel the culture. You listen to the music. There are different sound of the different culture. Like an African drum, you can see dum, 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 dum. And this kind of thing is like talk to God. The drum is like talk to God. So that later become jazz and become so many other things. Chinese is always it's like a 水磨调. It's like a water flowing continuity. So that the philosophy and all these deep sides of the culture, you can find in the rhythm, even the cutting of costume, even the makeup, how they feel themselves.
So looking forward, how do you think the role of AI will reshape the way we create and experience art and cinema?
We all believe, because we're doing art, we all believe something from infinity. When you're thinking of something, when you're painting, when you're doing anything, you're feeling the thing will be stayed. When you're going to a certain level, the picture will stay. They will not become a garbage. I mean, they will become something that be recognized. They have the kind of value inside. So I always thinking of the difference between a garbage and art that is connected to the infinity. They have the value of infinity because you're showing something true from your inside to outside. So everything is so important that we're living in the material world, but we are living in our heart. So that when you want to expand our heart, it's difficult to talk, but you can, through art, you can make you feel the same things, feeling the kind of things. For example, when you're touching something, you try. It's really difficult for you to say what I'm touching, what I'm feeling, right? But you feel something, and this is also a memory, so that when you touch another things, you can remember what you touched before. This is more close to people to people. When you're seeing a friend, or you're seeing somebody like him, but not your friend, you will feel the different kind of energy is floating. So that the face and the energy act together, become your friend. But sometimes the face is just like your friend, but the spirit is a different spirit, so that she is not your friend.
Right, I see. So it's a combination of each and every detail.
I think this is the one what AI want to achieve, because so easy for them to making structuralized calculations and all the form, repeating the form, we create the form, mixing different things together in a digital way. But it's really difficult to touch the kind of feeling, because the feeling is connected to the soul. Sometimes we feeling in the physical world, we are quite visual, because what human thinking, and they make the material like that, like this kind of houses, is from your memory, and you take care of the memory and make all this material together to become something in your memory. That's why they're different from the nature. So there are some kind of nature is still flowing in the spirit part, so that you can feel warm, you can feel unhappy, you can feel, I feel really comfortable, I feel really happy. All this kind of thing is floating. You can feel it, you can create it, you can. If you go more deeply, you can touch it. You can touch the kind of feeling, and then that's what's important for us to create. We create in the movie, in the sculpture, in the photographs. It's about all this kind of thing. It's become human. Your spirit touching the material. Even though the film is like a material, how I take your shot about you, and other people see this film, I can feel, oh, she is so beautiful, and she is so lonely, or she is so. That kind of thing is like a magic.
I see. So you mean in the end, feelings can be touchable?
Yeah, but not everyone. Some people can touch, some people may. But when you are concentrate, I think everyone can touch it. But that's why I talk about when we talk about AI. I mean, this is the black and white line of, can it go through this? If it can create a feeling, I think will be people will be not so special anymore. Human is special because of feeling.
How would you define New Orientalism?
Every time difference. And now, this moment, I'm thinking there are really heavy history coming because not so much people understand the kind of transfer. Because I'm always doing transfer, I believe in all the facts is become, they are emptiness and the fact and the substance, emptiness and substance. And every substance cannot be continued. They must be separate from this emptiness. It's like when my hand is here, so this is my hand, and suddenly they disappear, and suddenly they come back, my hand. Everything, the universe is like disappear and can coming back. And why they have time? Because they have some force inside. You can see it. Because they have a wind, they have some heat, there's some cold. So that when I come back, there will be a little bit difference. So that when this little difference happen, the time created. The time is making all these things move. But why they move? Because when I feel this is interesting, I want to touch it. So my hand is from here. When I'm thinking, I want to touch it, and then my hand will go like that. So that my hand, because of my mind, will be creating this kind of continuity. So what I'm interested in is all this between the two substances exists. They have an imagination space that will be connecting with all the kind of surrealists and other, even the quantum mechanics. All these things can be coexist, can be you can using another kind of dimensions looking about that. So in China, it's really interesting. New Orientalism is about the China have understand this kind of theory. Because it's talk about 虚实并知. The thing exists at the same time. This is the empty part is that. Like when we create a box of space, so the box is empty. But when I put a cup inside the space, so the cup exists in this space, right? And also because I make a cup inside, so that like a cup form is cutting out the space of the emptiness, so that it also not exists. That kind of thing is like when you see. This is quite. I'm thinking of this because I have to explain really difficult thing for the Westerners. I'm using this kind of existence and make people try to understand what I'm saying. Because all this Chinese theory is about beyond. It's not about the physical, but physical is come from the beyond energy. So that I like black, so that this whole room become black. The room is not black because I like black. So that I choosing the black color into this room, so that we have a black room exists in the world. So that this is just like a common thing. But when you're choosing like the movie, really complicated relationship, that will be afford quite a lot about this kind of details, to making things change, to making a new definition of things, so that we are being educated, but at the same time we are always defining what is something. So at that time, we try to make a definition, but the problem is definition. We want to see all this substance, so that we want to make a definition. With that definition, this is the chair. It's okay. This is a chair. I don't have to deal with it. But this is not a chair. This is leather. This is empty. This is all kind of thing combination. And then there will be the real things, because the chair is not a real thing. But we try to understand the world as I see a chair. You know what I mean? This come to like a global warming problem, right? Because the whole world is one. But when you're cutting it by this kind of concept, the thing will be changed. So that every moment, when you believe that the first moment everything is like that, it's okay. But when you're cutting a lot of things out, and this losing the balance, and then you will find some problem. You will find something different. You will take care of the other, but you cannot take care of that. So I think this is really, really fruitful for the future of the world, that if you can thinking of something more deeply about the world, so that you will find really important to communicate with each other, because everyone is so lonely, so single. You have your own universe. Even though we are sitting in this room, we are sitting in two rooms. One room is for you, one room is for me. But we just have they are overlapped together, and then we're thinking, yeah, the same, but no, there's different room. So that when we met and when we talk, this is a really important, everything like, art, like music, like all this kind of acting, communication with the audience, all kind of little detail is about the kind of energy floating between. When you create a space, the thing start to work.
Very
and start to
interesting.
defines everything. Yeah.